My name is Abdul Hadi bin Cekpa.
And my name is Amirani bin Zahratul Alha.
My name is Muhammad Afiq Fazrul bin Muhammad Kamaruzaman.
Hi, my name is Najwa Anis binti Ahmad Isa.
This is cognitive stage. The process is gathering information, characteristic, large gain and inconsistent performance. Other name verbal motor stage. Cognitive stage, the beginner focus on solving cognitive oriented problem. This is associative stage. The process is putting action together. The characteristic is small gain and disjointed performance, conscious effort. Other name is motor stage. The explanation is the person has learned to associate cues from the environment which require movement work to refine performance to be more consistent. For the third stage is autonomous. The process is much time and practice. The characteristic is performance seen unconscious, automatic and smooth. Other name is automatic stage. This called the final stage where the performance of the skill is automatic in terms of attention demands. Then I will cover about the Gentile two-stage model. This is a Gentile stage model. This was a two-stage, initial stage and the later stage. Another level that machine learning was proposed by N. Gentile 1972. Let me tell you one by one of this stage. This is an initial stage. Getting the idea of movement, pick up basic movement pattern, learn to discriminate regulatory and non-regulatory condition. Then for the regulatory non-regulatory is a color of t-shirt. Aspect is not related to performance skill. For the performance is performance must be established and not relevant stimuli to related to skill. Establish the most appropriate movement pattern to attain the goal of the skill. Type of skill goal of movement. This have two, physician and diver physician. For physician have a performer develop the capacity of what is needed to attain the goal of skill and consistently attain. For physician, continue for physician. Physician is refine the initial stage movement pattern to consistently repeat optimal movement pattern to achieve action goal. For this also related to open skill refinement of the goal. For example of movement is golf swing. They physics movement pattern. Physician refine initial stage. A movement pattern to enable the adaptation to changing the environment condition. It related to open skill and variable is the goal, change the regulatory condition. That's all.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Amirani and thank you to Mr. Hadi that present before me. Okay, this is my topic for the presentation. Type of skill or goals of movement professional. So for the professional, the first one is a goal of practice in stage is to develop the basic movement pattern whether it is open or motor skill. So which means that the basic movement pattern are open, such as for the sport netball and football, because the environment is continually change. Okay, so for the second point is a goal of practice in second stage. Goal of practice in second stage has two, which mean open skill and closed skill. So we gonna through one by one. So okay, the first one is closed skill. Closed skills require a structure similar to actual performance. Okay, for the open skill is require once to vary the condition. My topic is performer and performance changes across the stage of learning. Okay, so what is the stage of learning? Stage of learning can describe distinct characteristics at each learning stage that can change across the stage. Okay, for the second point is observable changes are not for both the person and the skill performance. Okay, so what is a benefit of this characteristic? So okay, we will go to one by one. The benefit as 11 points. So for the first one is provide a closer look at the skill. Okay. For the second is establish why we need to develop different function, different instruction strategies for people in different learning stage. Okay guys, I will continue with the benefits of the characteristic. Okay, so this is a point, have 9 points, and the first one is a rate of improvement. Okay, the improvement of person through learning stage, cognitive and associative, and last one is autonomous. Okay, for the second is limb segment coordination. Limb segment coordination, or we can call limb segment pattern for equipment to performing a movement. Okay, for the third is uttering an all or prefer pattern coordination. Okay, means that learner typical use prefer pattern, but he or she replace it by stable and more functional coordination pattern. Okay, for the fourth is muscle use. What is a muscle use? The muscle use is the timing of pattern muscle activation becomes optimal for successful performance. Okay, so for the sixth is energy use. What is an energy use? The amount of energy decrease, but movement efficiency is increased. Okay, for the achievement of kinematic goal, means that firmly achieve the pattern or movement goals. For the learner that wants to keep the movement pattern. Okay, for the error detection. Okay, the error detection is a capability to detect and correct own performance error. So means that the athlete or the person that wants to know their what type of error that he or she do when do the training. Okay, for the conscious attention is given to the movement characteristic of skill is reduced. Okay, for the last is a visual attention. It is increased, becomes directed specifical to sources of information. Okay, I will proceed. Okay. This amount of improvement decreases. The first one is a negatively accelerated pattern is typical. Means that if the person, the improvement is a decrease, they don't know how to accelerated pattern, it's become worse. Okay, for the second is a law of practice by Snowdy 1962. Early improvement that slows later. Means that law of practice by Snowdy 1962 explain that the improvement become early but later it becomes slow. The third is easy to correct error early but difficult in later stage. Means that it's easy for the first, it's easy to correct the error that what he have done in early, but it is difficult to later stage.
Okay, we continue to the performer characteristic that does not change across the stage of the learning. Researchers show that learning is specific to the source of sensory information available during the practice. That means, if we use a visual feedback during the first stage of the learning, we need to continue to the same way as we become more skillful to the later stage. From the previous study, they show the evidence of the feedback dependency. The researcher show the participant their movement as they practice to perform a 90 cm aiming in 990 milliseconds. Then, after 200 or 2000 trial, the visual feedback was been removed. The researcher expect that if the participant had learned to rely on the sensory feedback source other than the vision as their practice, increasing the amount of the practice with the vision will decrease the need of the vision to perform the skill. However, the results show the opposite effect. Participants who had been removed the visual feedback after 2000 trial performed less accuracy than those who had removed after 200 trials. Rather than decrease their dependency on the visual feedback, the participants increased dependency. Pretiu 1998 hypothesized that dependency developed since sensory feedback become part of the integrate sensory component of the memory represented of the skill. We continue to the expertise. If a person practices a skill long enough and has the right kind of the instruction, he or she eventually may become the skilled enough to be the expert. The expert is a person who is located at the extreme right end. This person is in an elite group of people who are exceptional and outstanding performer. For example, Cristiano Ronaldo in football. You can see how work hard Cristiano Ronaldo in working to become who he today. We continue to the amount and type of practice leading to the expertise. From the previous study, report that expertise in all fields is the result of the intense practice for a minimum of 10 years or 10,000 hours. The critical point in this statement is intense practice. According to the Erickson and his college, a specific type of intense practice a person needs to achieve expertise in any field is deliberate practice, which refer to the individualized training activity, especially designed by the coaches or teacher to improve specific aspect of an individual's performance through repetition and successful refinement. The expertise has highly organized activity that have a set of structural rules, require effort and not inherently enjoyable, and are specifically designed to increase the quality of the performance. Next, I will proceed to the characteristic of the expertise.
Okay, now we're gonna discuss about the characteristic of expertise. Okay, as we know, the expert, they can perform all the skills without any mistakes, so that we can call an expert. So now we're gonna discuss about the characteristic of expertise. Okay, first is deliberated practice. Okay, deliberated practice is you have to perform the skills minimum for 10 years. Okay, then baru kita boleh declare you as an expert. Okay, example yang saya boleh bagi, as when you play football. Okay, you need to be done, you need to be done all the skills for 10 years. You have to practice for 10 years baru kita boleh declare you as a expert. Then number 2 is more relevant in decision making. An expert who perform in activities that involve severe time concentration are more reliable in decision making. This is because they can adapt to the surrounding. So example, when they in the game such as football game, so an expert can perform can make the decision in the environment, so in the game. So an expert can do that. Okay, this is because they already adapt to the environment that allows them to select more meaningful information in short amount of time. So, okay, next topic is about difference between novice and expert. So, which one are you? Number 1 is novice. They perform the skill with the strategies. Meanwhile, the expert perform the skill without the strategies. This is because the novice, the beginners, is need to improve by strategies. So, they have their movement strategies. Okay, apa nak buat dulu. Okay, meanwhile, the expert, they can perform without strategies because they can adapt the situation. As I explained just now, the characteristic of expertise, right? Number 2 is expect novice to show larger amount of improvement. Okay, they have larger improvement in relatively quickly, but lesser amount in improvement skill development. So that means they have lesser amount of improvement in skill. But always remind the novice that always keep improving, keep practice, keep do the skill to lead to novice to expert. Because an expert they already adapt, they already selalu buat dah the skill. That's why they have improvement to be compared with novice. For example, we take a difference between state athlete and national athlete. Okay, they done a same skill, but kenapa orang tu boleh jadi national athlete? Okay, kenapa orang tu boleh jadi national athlete daripada state athlete, betul tak? Daripada state athlete ni, they improve, they always practice the skill until can be a national athlete. Okay, that's why as we can see, they perform the same skill, the same skill, the same sport, but the national athlete more adapt to the environment, more improvement to be compared dengan state athlete ni tadi. Okay, state athlete ni dia akan jadi expert bila dia perform the skill frequently, like minimum. Now you can differentiate between a novice and an expert. Okay, basically a novice can be an expert. Just need to perform the skill frequently. Just need to practice, because practice make better, right? Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.